Hello there and welcome back to some more Forza Horizon 5. Today I'm going to be detailing its newest Car Pass edition, the 2019 Ferrari Monza SP2. I'm going to be going over its statistics, giving you a brief history of the vehicle, as well as showing you any unique modifications it may have. A reminder to Car Pass owners to redeem Car Pass cars, scroll over to the Buy and Sell tab in your homepage, click on Car Pass, and you will be able to redeem any free cars that you have outstanding. The 2019 Ferrari Monza SP2 is in the Super GT class and features 799 horsepower, 530 foot-pound torque, 3,503 pounds of weight, is S1 class 867 PI, and is front-engined rear-wheel drive as you might expect. The Ferrari Monza SP2 is the first in the range of Ferrari's Icona models of cars, essentially designed to harken back to Ferrari's classic models and create modern interpretations of them. In the case of the Monza SP2, this was the first car in the Icona range and is designed to harken back to the Ferrari 750 Monza and perhaps more knowingly to Forza fans, the Ferrari 250 Testarossa, which we've seen in previous games, as well as the Ferrari 166mm Barchetta. This car is actually essentially a Ferrari 812 Superfast rebodied. Obviously there are several differences, including the fact it's got no roof, but on the whole the floor pan is from the 812. The engine's from the 812 as well, although it has actually been modified to produce 799 horsepower, making it one of the most powerful and naturally aspirated vehicles in the world until the latest editions of the 812 Superfast popped up. This is actually kind of a curious inclusion into the game, as it's the SP2. The SP1 is a single-seater version of this car, the SP2, the two-seater. So going for the two-seater, a bit interesting. There's no body modifications to turn it into the SP1 either, which is even more curious. You can actually see the sort of central passage there, which separates the driver and passenger. That in the SP1 is of course covered up, and you don't get one of these sort of wind tunnels. So let's talk about the Monza's most unique feature. It doesn't have a windscreen. Now Ferrari has come up with the virtual windscreen, as they call it, which is a patented system designed to keep air away from the driver. So in theory, this car would be perfectly fine to drive without a windshield. I'm not gonna hold out much hope on that. You can sort of see around where the driver's cockpit are, you can see, I guess, what's the inner workings of this system, with the fins going towards the driver's display. The passenger side has got an actual windscreen, so I'm assuming that is what all the stuff on the driver's side is for, but yeah, I'm still not convinced that that would work. It also features scissor doors, which are interesting. On the whole, the Speedster style of car just isn't really for me. I've never been a fan of these sort of non-wind screen track-ish ready cars, if you will. But the Monza SP2 is quite nice. I think the front end is really cool. These lights are very interesting. I actually get a lot of Jaguar F-Type from the front end here, which might be controversial. The rear end, I think they've been a bit lazy on. I get the sort of single light bar, and I also get the fact that the Ferrari race cars of previous were obviously a lot more designed for track performance as opposed to actually looking good. So their rear light designs aren't particularly iconic or anything. But yeah, this rear light bar, it's different, I'll give it that, but ultimately for me, I'm not a fan. You may be. Though, and in fairness, this entire car, I've just noticed, it is very F-Type in the body structure of it, which again, that's probably a controversial thing to say, but that's just what I'm seeing here. So that is the Monza SP2. Let's go ahead and take a look at any unique modifications it may have, and this is going to be an incredibly short one because it doesn't. You have the typical the typical Forza Aero, which adds the front splitter, which actually doesn't look too bad on this car. Unfortunately, you have to have the canards and the tow hook to go along with it. And the Forza rear wing, which looks ridiculous. This car also does not have any engine swaps. It's purely just a drivetrain swap, and also you can fit it with twin turbos if you want to make that V12 make even more power. But on the whole, no unique modifications for this one. Nothing too much really to say about the Monza SP2. The J50 I really liked last week because it was a really good looking car, although admittedly its usefulness probably not massive considering it's just a 488. And the Monza's sort of in a similar boat. I don't know why you would use this over the 812 Superfast. I get it's got a little bit more power, it might even be a tad lighter, but the 812 Superfast you can do a lot more too, in order to make it a more capable vehicle, and I actually think it's a better looking car as well. But either way, that's my rundown of the Monza SP2 complete. Thank you all very much for watching. Join us next week when we're going to take a look at the next Car Pass car, and until then, farewell.